Hi everybody, this is Engineer Pat 5290 coming to you with the February Q&A response video. I do apologize if I'm talking a little bit low because I'm dealing with a little bit of sinus going on. We're going to start from the bottom. We're going to work our way up. There's a lot of good questions in here this time, guys. We're going to start with Take Username, who comes in with a list of about 20 questions. So let's go ahead and get right to it. What model of car do you own? I own a Buick Encore, and it's very nice. What is your dream car? I really don't have a good answer for that because I haven't decided on. Do you shave often? Oh yes, always clean shaven like I am here. Favorite wind instrument? I do like the sound of the clarinet and I also like the sound of the saxophone. Favorite brass instrument is the trumpet. IHOP, Waffle House, or Denny's? I have to say IHOP for the win, the International House of Pancakes. Do you enjoy Pirates of the Caribbean? If so, which one's your favorite? I actually never really watched that, but I heard some other people say it was a really good series. Do you prefer the wood-burning locomotives from the 19th century or the newer coal-burning ones that see in the first half of the 20th century? Coal-burning for the win. Do you have a particular favorite clothing store? Yes, Dillard's, best men's department around. Jeans, slacks, or cargo pants? I actually have a preference for all three. Favorite comedian? Oh, I love several comedians like Bill Engvall and Jeff Foxworthy. They're two of my favorites. Do you prefer cherry Coke or vanilla Coke? I like cherry, but my favorite Coke is the original. Have you ever heard the new Coca-Cola beer that flopped out in '85? Yes, I did see some ads on that, and that I believe it did not sell well. Do you own any really nice sunglasses? Actually, I don't because my prescription glasses are actually transition lenses. Now there are some times where I will take a pair of tinted safety glasses to put over my glasses for extra protection. So, really good question. Favorite hot drink? Hot chocolate and hot tea. Starbucks or Dunkin' Donuts? Dunkin' Donuts. Can you write cursive and can you write origami? I can write cursive but not origami. Do you like Dire Straits? Oh yeah, Money for Nothing's the best song they've got. Favorite band from the 60s? Ooh, I have several favorites from the 60s. I like Diana Ross and the Supremes. They were a Motown group. And also the Temptations. The Beatles I do like in some variances. And do you believe aliens exist? No. Thank you, sir, for your questions. Please continue to come back and write more. Amtrak Fan 2115 is the next one. New York Central or the Nickel Plate? I like the New York Central for their Hudsons, and I also like the Nickel Plate for their diesel locomotives. Metrolink or Coaster? Metrolink for the win because they're actually the newest line. Favorite DC Metro line? There are so many lines on that system. I like variances of all of them. I don't ride the system enough to thoroughly understand it, but it's a cool system to ride. The Pacific Surfline or the Coast Starlight? They're Amtrak trains. I mean, I prefer like the Southwest Chief and the Auto Train. Heard about the DD-35? Yeah, that was a locomotive that Union Pacific bought. It was basically two G35s sandwiched together, basically. I don't do roller coasters. I've just never been a real fan of roller coasters, but I've loved learning about them. Favorite model railroad scale and era? Favorite is HO scale. The era, pretty much late 50s to now. Late 50s now when the diesel started coming around. And I also like some of the late 40s as well. What scanner do you use? Yaesu FT25. The SC44 or the F125? F125 by EMD, actually. Because basically that is EMD's version of an Amtrak Genesis. So it's pretty cool. And your favorite current active steam locomotives? NW 611 and the UP 4014. So thank you, sir, for your questions. Go ahead and scroll up. BNSF Bishop comes back with some more questions. Great to see you back. Great to see Amtrak Fan 2115 take username back. Glad to see you guys are coming back. Please continue to come back. What's your favorite locomotive lashup that you've seen in person? Oh man, I've loved all EMDs. I love all elephant style lashups. You name it. Are you a fan of the GE WebTech battery locomotive? I've actually have not seen it. Uh, I will definitely be looking this up. Definitely a locomotive that may be interesting for the environment. Just curious. What scanner antenna do you use? I just use the stock antenna that comes with it. It does pretty well. 6920, 911, or 6963 for NS. 911 is my favorite. My second favorite, 6920. Third is the 6963. Have you paced a train before? Not really, but I have followed a train before. But that's about as close as I've been able to get. So, really good questions, guys. I'm impressed. So thank you, BSF Bishop, for your questions. Stephen KC Railfan comes back. Great to see you back. A nice long list of questions. Are you planning to see the NNW 611 again this year? I might. Ocean Networks Express or Habigllloyd? Which company has the better paint scheme? Ocean Network Express turns out to be pretty good because it's a very bright color. Habigllloyd's been around for a good long time. Thoughts on the new Athearn Genesis announcing the 80 Max? Yes, that was a good announce. That was a good announce. Favorite CN paint scheme? I like the current one for the company. My favorite fallen flag for CN are Grand Trunk, the EJ&E, Illinois Central, BC Rail, particularly the blue and white, and I also like the Wisconsin Central. Kodachrome or the speed letters? Well, some people have asked, and we'll follow up you this with something I found out. The speed letters came about when the Rio Grande owned the Southern Pacific. The Southern Pacific speed letters came from Rio Grande Heritage. So basically, they just copied that. Then both of them were taken over by Union Pacific in 1989 and 1996 specifically. I like the Roman letters the best, and the speed letters are the number two. Have you ever caught a Heritage Duo? Man, I wish I have, but I have not yet. Have you thought of getting an HO scale model of the 611? Haven't given it much thought, but maybe. Least favorite movie genre? I really don't have a favorite movie genre itself, but I really don't like, science fiction. Science fiction's never been really my thing. The C40-8 or the Dash 9 standard cab, the Dash 8 standard cab is the one that really sticks out in my mind. The C40-9, I believe, was a market thing that was done specifically for Norfolk Southern. Uh, so I'm not really sure, but I tell you one thing though, that Dash 8 still looks pretty. Have you ever caught the Loram rail grinder? I have seen pictures of it, but I have yet to get it. Red Lobster or Chili's? I like both. I like Red Lobster for the seafood, and I also like Chili's for their burgers, fries, and their nachos. They're really good. Thoughts on the Super Bowl? I really didn't root for a team. I just was glad to spend that evening with just several friends. Mac or Kenworth? Oh, I love both of them. I love the Kenworth W9 and a lot of the older Macs. Do you like cartoons? Oh yes, Tom and Jerry, Looney Tunes, Droopy is another one. I'm trying to think of some more of them. Scooby Doo, Where Are You is a good one. Um, Rocky, Bullwinkle, and Friends, just to name a few. Um, Next plans for what HO scale models you're planning to get? I haven't made any plans yet. Metro or Go Transit? I like both, but Go Transit is Canadian and Metro is up in Chicago, but I like them both. Have you ever caught Heritage on VO7? Oh, yeah, several times. Let's see, which ones have I seen on VO7 before? I've seen the Pennsylvania, the Illinois Terminal, and the Virginian all on VO7 at various times. But yeah, the Heritage used to move around on VO7 a little bit there for a while, so that's always a pretty cool little catch. Thoughts on the HES of CF7s? They were interesting locomotives. There were old F7s that were transformed to freight service, and that was a rebuild program that was done in the 1970s by the ATSF. There are very, very few of those left, so really good question. So, Steven, thank you very much for your questions. Standard Gauge Railroader comes back. Yes, sir. Great to see you back again. Got a few. Are you a gamer at all? Not really. Not really, but I have played with a couple of game consoles, like a Wii, for example, and also the old TV games. Favorite fast food chain? Hmm. Now, out of the regular ones, I do like McDonald's for their breakfast. I also like Burger King and Hardee's out of those, and I also like Taco Bell for the tacos. But like a normal sit down place, I love Chick-fil-A. If anyone that gets close to you gets really emotional, do you try to help them out at all? Man, that's a really good question. I mean, if someone that I know is having a bad day, do you kind of give them a phone call or just talk to them on the telephone, or when somebody's having a bad day, sometimes I may just get them with me and just go out for a bite to eat. So that's that's pretty cool. To kind of help a friend out and you help them kind of calm down. Do you miss the original '07 operations when itself? Like, to an extent, I always like things that are changing. With the new operation now, like I've shown in my videos, I think it's pretty neat though to see that caboose in operation. That's the starlight of the whole thing, and even my favorite crew is on it too, which they're the double stars. So, normal soda or cream sodas. I do like a lot of the normal sodas. Cream soda every once in a while. And best for last, when do you come in the dirty jersey? Hopefully soon. Hopefully soon. That's still on my to-do list. I'm not giving up on that. So thank you, Standard Gauge Kroger, for your questions. Railfan Hunter comes back in. Good to see you, buddy. Favorite retired NS logo out of the ones there? Variances of both. Actually, variances of all of them. My least favorite out of the ones there, the Dash 9 standard cab was interesting, but yeah, they were worn out, but I'm glad to see they got a second life. The Dash 8Ws were worn out from the beginning because Conrail used them like the devil. So just wanted to point out a couple of those. Thoughts on the new CSX newest rebuilds? Keep bringing them CSX. I'm glad to see their AC44s are getting a second life, and same with the 70 Max. Ford F-250 or Toyota Tacoma? F-250 for the win. NNW or the Southern? Southern was better than the NNW in the 70s, and out of the halves, the Southern was the better half. Favorite NS train symbol? That is a very broad question. I can narrow that down a little bit. Now, from the Norfolk District, where I rail fan at, for like coal trains, you get like the 800 series. I like 820 and 822 for the coal, 234 and 23G for the intermodals, VO7, the local intermodal for the local jobs. And so it's all the hop runs like 811, 821, 819. On the Southern, it's 213, 214, which are intermodals, 212, 118, 154, 135, 134, and P61. P61 is one of the local trains that comes off the Asheville district. SD70 ACC or the 45-2. Now, the 45-2 was back in, I believe, the 70s. Was built in the 70s. The ACC is one of the newest ones, the newest rebuilds. I like them both, but I'm glad to see the ACCs are moving around. You plan on doing any river shots? That has been on my list for quite a while now. So that's something on my to-do list. Thanks for the suggestion. So thank you, Railfan Hunter, for your questions. King of Love Train comes in. Great to see you. This is a new user. Glad to see you, buddy. Favorite BNSF locomotives out of the ones listed, the ACE and the Tier 4. And I also like the 70 Mac rebuilds. Trainman 1993 comes in. Favorite railroad of all. And you can see I have accepted some questions from him. Favorite fallen flag is the Southern. Favorite Class 1 is Norfolk Southern. Mansfield Depot, Connecticut Rail Productions comes in with a single favorite truck maker. Kenworth, Peterbilt, and Mack are the three favorites. So thank you, Trainman 1993 and Mansfield Depot, Connecticut Rail Productions with your questions. We will stop right here for part 1. In part 2, we will get to Steve Weeby Beebe, Railfan Productions, and Rusty Rail Productions in just a few minutes. So, all right, guys, I will see y'all in part 2.